Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my Torbjorn map guides. Today we're on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and we'll start at the enemy base. This first point, we'll be building a turret up on this bridge here. If you place the turret down just as close to the corner as you can see that it's going to target pretty quickly any enemies coming out of spawn. It's going to shoot at people going behind that cover there, and anybody trying to walk around or onto the cart. So its line of attack is pretty much like a line across here. Anywhere out of there isn't going to be shot, but it covers anybody coming up on this route here, which I know a lot of Genjis like to flank up here. And of course, people coming up onto here are going to get shot at. So if anybody's going to try and get your turret, you're going to have a fair bit of warning. Placing it down in the far left corner means that it can't be out-sniped by anybody sitting in the confines of their spawn room. That's why I think that you should place it here and not just somewhere out here, because anybody can sit in their health room and just shoot at it. So if you place your turret up here, it's probably going to get destroyed pretty quickly. Once that's down, you can head through here and place the turret on this little crate thing. Once again, I advise placing it as close to the cover as possible. That way people can't stand around the corner and shoot at your turret. It's going to shoot at this whole section here and anybody trying to flank up on the side here. So any of your snipers are going to have a bit of extra cover if they're standing up there. And it covers a fairly sharp angle. It covers all down here as well. So if the cart gets pushed underneath here and your turret's no longer doing anything, you can hop over onto this crate here. By the way, if you miss the jump, you can jump up on the side here onto this little lunchbox and up here. And I suggest putting a turret right here. So this point here is quite hard for the attackers to push up this hill here, and you're just going to make it even harder for them. So anybody coming through this door here, and anybody actually pushing up with the cart is going to get shot at, including anybody coming through that door here. So you're going to cover a really large area around here as well, so any classes that manage to get past you are also going to get shot at as they dance around in this area here. It will also cover this upper balcony here, as you can see. And all in all, this is a great spot for slowing the enemy team down. It's got a nice height advantage and will cover this whole area here while staying out of harm's way itself. If that spot doesn't work for you, place a turret just in this corner here. Turret here is going to cover this whole area here as well and be pretty well covered, but it won't cover the area as the cart comes up here. So if they've already pushed the cart and it's sitting on this corner here, place the turret up here and it'll do an excellent job. Shoots anybody coming out here and a large area of this courtyard, as well as through the doors here. Now, you can really place a turret anywhere along this balcony here, but the reason I like placing it there and not here or here, there is because somebody standing in this cover can easily just peek your turret. And if it's there, they can do the same thing. But if it's over here, they've got to push themselves out a lot further and they'll get shot before they can really peek the turret. And that's pretty much the first half of the map. There'll be a couple of aerial images up on the screen right now showing these spots in a bit more detail. So this next spot is for when they push through these doors here. So if you get up to this airship, you can actually climb up through here, and by the way, this works for any class. And you can place a turret on the nose here. Now when you're using this spot here, it's going to feel a lot like you're playing a game of whack-a-mole. Anybody coming out of any of these four doors is going to get hit and shot at and basically ruined as they try to get anywhere near the cart and try to push it. They've got to go through your turret to actually get to the cart. There's no way that they can just get past you unless they're using a Reaper teleport or something like that. But even then, they're going to be in the doorways and they can be shot that way. If there's more than one person in a doorway, the turret can't lock onto two people at once. However, it is a great spot that's going to catch them by surprise. Also, on the airship, you can place the turret on any of these back wings here. If they start to push it underneath the airship, you can place it up here, and it means that anybody that's trying to get a last push onto the massive B is going to get shot at. And also, a lot of classes won't see where it's coming from for a little while, so a class like Reinhardt won't expect it, their shield won't be up in time, and you can easily get a good couple of pot shots on them. Probably won't look like that. That was a bit of a dramatization, but you get what we're saying. So this is a great spot, and it's really well covered actually. Even if you're on the airship, there's a nice bunch of walls and stuff like that, so it's going to be well covered. This next spot's a bit of a classic, you've probably seen it done in a couple of games, but on this little yellow and black striped area, place the turret up in the corner. It's going to cover that slope and all of this area down here, although it is a bit more vulnerable than, say, that spot up there. Quick note, the only obvious way to get up to this spot is by heading through this doorway, and this doorway is actually covered by that turret. He's going to have to be shot at by the turret as he heads through. Yeah, nice job strafing, Josh. And even though they could probably peek shot it from here, they're probably going to be a bit weak. they're probably going to be a little bit weak after doing all that. I can see, however, the downside of this point. A class like Genji or Hanzo with a movement ability can climb over here and shoot it before it can really kill them, and any class can peek it through this airship here. We'll head on to this final stretch of road here. So they've gotten past that point and you want to lock down this long stretch of road here. The only problem is though, that anywhere you put it on here, it can probably be out-sniped because this is actually a long open area. So I like to put a turret up right on the edge here. It's going to cover from the end of that corner all the way into there. It's just going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Keep walking back. So its range actually covers a very large area. Not many people on the enemy team are going to be out here anyway, but it's nice to know that your team's got a bit of extra safety from anybody up on this balcony here, and anybody trying to flank up on this area here while they head over. For this next spot, you're just going to head up here, around these stairs, and up onto the top. And I see a lot of Torbjorns place a turret here, but I do not like putting it there because once those doors are open, any sniper class can so easily just shoot at your turret. It's just going to die real quick. So I like to place it about here-ish. I like to place it about here-ish because this is going to cover just the corner area, but this can be quite an important corner to cover. I like using this spot because it covers this whole corner area here and will stop a lot of their classes as they try to zip through and kill people around here. It's great for slowing down the enemy team and anybody trying to stand up there and snipe. I know a lot of Widowmakers like to just stand up here. Also, any classes that try to flank over here, I know a lot of Genjis and Pharahs and Hanzos like to just jump over here. Honestly, with that flank route, they're probably going to take out your turret, but it's going to give you a good bit of warning and damage them a lot before they can even get near it. Josh just made a quick note, it actually covers the health pack that's down there, so any classes that try to make a last ditch attempt to get to the health pack are probably going to get picked off if they don't have a shield like Reinhardt or Xayah. And now, this last point, if your team's really struggling and they're really starting to make a push and they're getting closer and closer, place the turret as close to this corner as possible. It's nicely covered and it's going to get anybody that's coming onto this point here. So when the cart's right here and they're slowly pushing, this is going to do a great job of supporting your team to give you just that little bit more chance of winning. Basically it's going to cover from here all the way around. So you're not going to easily get flanked by anybody. People standing here can't just shoot at your turret because it's well covered. Once again, there'll be some aerial images up on the screen right now. They'll show these spots in a bit more detail and hopefully you can see how they work a bit more. Thanks to Josh for helping me out with this video. He's been pretty useful so far.
Aye, Lamau.
He's got a Torbjorn guide on his channel.
It's terrible. Check it out anyways, I need to add revenue to pay my 7 giraffe children.
I've got a bunch of other guides on my channel. I've got one for Hanamura, Ilios, King's Row, and Temple of Anubis. If you want to check those out, there'll be a bunch of pictures up on the screen now, and if you're on mobile, there'll be some links in the description below. The aerial images that I used in this video, there'll be an Imgur album of those that you can go to by clicking on a link in the description. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya.